Welcome back to the channel. I'm Andrew with Running with Dr. Andrew, and today I'd like to talk to you about plantar fasciitis. And what plantar fasciitis is a band that attaches to your heel, splays out to your foot, and it can be something that can cause a lot of pain, especially with runners. And typically how this happens is that individuals will pronate too much, too long. So pronation is a natural thing that happens with our foot. Basically what pronation is when your foot rolls in. And then over time, if you roll in too long, what happens is it puts a little pressure on the plantar fascia. So what happens is whenever you push off your toes, your foot should kind of go into more of a supination position and push off, where you have a nice arched, stable foot. And essentially what happens is when you push off, you're not on a stable foot. And that causes a lot of tension onto your plantar fascia, especially repeated times over and over again. Especially newer runners that are starting to increase your mileage, or you might be starting to increase your speed, or you're overstriding or something like that, or you definitely your weakness in your hips. That can create more pronation and load your plantar fascia a little bit more than normal. And so then you want to start to correct the mechanics of your gait, so that way you can continue to run healthy as well. And so you definitely, one thing is correcting your gait, as well as doing some strengthening and maybe a little bit of stretching, and over time that should start to get better, especially whenever you're more of a veteran type of runner. You're going to be running a little bit more, and that's going to help you out with your getting your tissues used to the demand of running. Your tissues start to get used to that compared to in the beginning. And so I'd like to share with you at least 5 good exercises to help with your plantar fasciitis while running. First thing that I'd like for you to do is we're going to do just a simple stretch. With the stretch, what you're going to do is you're going to pick up your foot and then kind of stretch your toes back here, and take them off. Sock and shoe. I don't know if you can see that there. And you're going to stretch back, and that's going to stretch the bottom portion of your foot there. And stretch your toes. Hold that for about a good 30 seconds or so, and that's going to help with that there. Typically, you want to do that stretch probably in the morning time to kind of help you out with your plantar fascia. Typically in the morning it's going to be more painful, your first step before you wake up in the morning, so try that before you take your first step. And give it a good stretch there. Pull your toes back, hold it for at least 30 seconds or so, a couple times, and do it both feet. And then that should kind of give you enough elasticity, a little bit stretchy type of filling, and also helps with the tissue to kind of elongate a little bit there. Next thing that you can do is stretching, also strengthening. You want to strengthen your foot. And so one thing that you can do is exercises to help with balance. Standing on one leg definitely can help out. Trying to stabilize on your foot while you're standing on one leg is going to help out with that stability there. Standing on one leg is going to help you out with your balance and your stability. It's going to help you with your intrinsic muscles firing a little bit better. You can add things like throwing a ball. Definitely can, bounce a ball while you're standing on one leg. Switch legs there. You can do different things. So if you have some foam, you can stand on some foam. That's going to really help out with those intrinsic muscles while you're running. Next thing I'd like for you to do is you're going to do some strengthening on your hips, which is usually important because your hips are, if they're weak, what happens is if they dip down while you're running, We call that kind of whenever your hips go shifting down while you're running. That's going to cause more pronation on your foot, and that's going to create some more pain and strain. So definitely it's important to help improve strength on those hip muscles there. And so one exercise that you can do to help that out is laying on your side. So you can kind of prop yourself up if you want to. This is a good one to do. You're going to raise your hip up, hold it there for about a good 3 seconds, and come back down nice and slow. Raise up, hold it for about a good 3 seconds, and come back down. Raise up, and then come back down. Should feel a good burn right there. And this is a muscle that gets underutilized a lot with a lot of athletes. A lot of times they're pretty weak in this area here. And so raise up and raise back down. You'll definitely see it if I do like a gait analysis of a runner. You can really see that their hips will be dipping down. You may not necessarily see it while they're walking, but running, you can definitely do this. If you have a chance to watch yourself run, that's very important. You'll see some different mechanics of things. Definitely seeing the hips drop a little bit more or overstriding. All those things can cause those types of pains there, up and down. So you want to do at least get 30 repetitions on both sides. So the last one I'd like for everyone to do is probably everyone's favorite, is to try to do some massage. And again, this is probably not, it's going to fix it, but it's going to make it feel better. The exercise and strengthening exercises and correcting the gait is the one that's going to help out the most. So the next thing what you can do is you can grab like a tennis ball or something like that. You can kind of just find those areas that are tender, typically kind of right there on the arch of your foot there, and that's going to feel nice and good on your arch. Feels good already with that. Hold there for about 3 seconds or so, just to kind of elongate those tissues. Rolling that tissue out there feels really good. And then obviously you can do both sides. You might even just do this just for a maintenance program as well. And that's something that you can do to help yourself with your plantar fasciitis. This concludes this video on plantar fasciitis. I hope everyone enjoyed this. Hopefully all these exercises will help you out in your future. And again, you want to also correct your running gait. And so we're going to do a little bit of series on how to correct your running gait as well for your plantar fasciitis, as well as other things too. So definitely correcting your gait while running will help out as well. And like I said, you can, if you're overstriding or if your hips are dipping down, those are things that can cause more plantar fasciitis type of pain. Well, I hope everyone keeps safe, keep running, and we'll see you next time.